welcome to my channel, Kimbaskrafts. My name is Kim, and if you're new here, welcome. I hope you enjoy what you hear and see, and if you're returning from a previous video, as always, thank you guys for your continued support. We are here with one of my favorite videos. It is an unboxing. This is a first look. This is from the company Oraloa. It's one of my favorite, absolute favorite companies. Thank you, Oraloa, for reaching out to me and asking me if I would like to present some of your paintings on my channel. This is one of them that I had picked. But we're not just going to do a first look and unbox this canvas. We're actually going to kit it up. Okay, so this is going to be my next project that I work on. I finished my other Christmas canvas, so this is my next Christmas canvas. I'm so excited. I'm like really on top of the holidays this year. So yeah, we have the Oraloa box. This came in a heavy cardboard shipping box. I took it out of there just for ease and time. So this is one of their mascots, their little tiki guy. Their motto is "Let your creativity sparkle." We have it very large on the side here. We have instructions and your contents of your box. This is a premium diamond painting company. They do have the artwork and some info of the artwork on one side and one end cap of the canvas. I'll show you this one first. Isn't it adorable? So this is actually called, in English, it's called A Letter for Christmas. It's by the artist Simon Treadwell. And I just loved this canvas. I'm going to pull you to the end cap here and we'll get a little more information. Oh, it's a big one, so it's hard to see. But it is a 53.4 by 75 centimeter round drill diamond painting. So once again, I'll just show you real quick the picture. So cute. It is listed on their website. It's out of stock. It is listed on sale still, so I don't know if when it restocks, if it'll be on sale or not. I do have a coupon code, Kimba15. I'll put it in the corner here. It does give you 10% off your purchase, regardless of whether or not it's a sale. So please utilize that if you don't have another better coupon code, just for your own benefit, okay? There is a nice wrap on here. Let's get into this box. I hope everybody is having a good day. It's a beautiful, beautiful, sunny, cool, crisp day outside. All right. Well, we can leave the rest of that on. We don't need to take it all the way off. I have no idea what I'm kitting this up in yet because I don't know how many colors there are yet. This is, you know, I just love kitting up so much. It's fun. To me, it's very fun. I know to some people it's very tedious, but I really enjoy it. Number one, it's starting a new project. It's such a great feeling. And two, you get to play with all the drills and the colors and figure out how it's going to best work for you and what kit up and all of that. So I just love that so much. We do have a dust cover for protection. There's our SKU code. So if anything ever were to get separated, the drills from the canvas, etc., you will be able to find its way back to each other. All right, guys. I'm going to put everything up here. I'm going to roll this canvas backwards. This is a poured blue soft felt canvas, and it will lay down naturally on its own flat with a little bit of time. But since we're doing a video, it's just faster if I do it. Okay, so this came inside. Every canvas gets one of these pamphlets here. It says, welcome to the creative world of Oraloa. You get a coupon code, instructions on how to diamond paint, tips and tricks on diamond painting. Here's our toolkit. So every kit comes with everything you need to diamond paint. You don't need to buy any fancy extras. Of course, you're always welcome to if that's fun for you. Okay, so we have our Hula Girl. These are just plastic, like trading cards, or you could put magnets on the back of them and make them into cover minders. We do have a basic drill brass tip pen. There's a multi-placer on the end here. It comes with a second multi-placer. It comes with a white boat, a squishy for comfort for that pen, or your tweezers. I've seen people put them on the tweezers. We have purple jabby tweezers here with a sheath. We have 3 pads of blue wax in a caddy here. Just remember, guys, there is a protection on each side. You pull one side off and jab your pen in. You're not going to collect any wax if you don't do that. We have their branded Oraloa washi tape. I think this is the standard one. I've been seeing different ones, but this is the standard one. I use this with my canvases. We have a thank you. We have 2 stickers. Sometimes you get a treasure hunt. I don't get them in every single one. This one I did not, but sometimes you'll get lucky and get a treasure hunt card, which is just like a scratch off, and you could win something. I've never won anything, so I don't know what you could win, but maybe, I have no idea. So one day, hopefully we'll get a winner and I'll be able to tell you. Here is our sticker sheet. Look how big those stickers and symbols are. I love it. 57 colors. Wow. I love that. Look at our painting again. Let me see. Oh, you know what? It's a 65 by 65. I was going to say, when I was rolling that backwards, it was square. So the box is wrong, okay? Because the box says 53.4 by 75. It's a 65 by 75. That makes more sense because when I was rolling it backwards, I'm like, one side doesn't seem 75. So, okay, 65 by 65. I love a square canvas. My last one was a square canvas. Simon Treadwell, and this is a letter for Christmas. That's what the website says, but their Santa certainly sent, so maybe a letter for Santa on Christmas? I don't know. I don't know how to speak French, but yeah. We have 57 colors. 1 through 8 is 1 through 8. We have some letters there. And then we have basic symbols, question mark, check mark, triangle. And then we have 3 ABs. I'm excited, guys. All right, you ready? We'll look at the drills in the end. You ready, guys? Ta-da! Oh my goodness. He is cute. He is cute. So we have Santa here. And he's probably going over his list. He has a feather pen in his hand. He has his gloves on and his glasses and his Santa hat. And we have a beautiful window in the background with a moon and it's snowing out. I love this round window. I think that's such a cute, like, extra element. And then we have gifts over here. Here's a bag of gifts with some holly as a ribbon. We have a box with a ribbon on it here. And we have a teddy bear. And then here's a globe because, you know, he goes all around the world. So he needs to know where he's going. Here's his desk and some letters he's going through. More gifts, a puppy dog. So cute. More gifts and bows. And then, of course, a gorgeous Christmas tree. I love it. A Santa sack here. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so let's take a quick tour of this canvas. At the top here, we have Oraloa. In the middle, we do have a legend on both sides in the top left and bottom right. It lists all the colors and DMCs and symbols. In the bottom left-hand corner here, we have the schematics, Simon Treadwell. And then this says a letter for Christmas. So yeah, 65 by 65. We have the right centimeters here. Let your creativity sparkle in the middle, their motto, and then join the Oraloa family, all the social medias, how to hashtag them, hashtag Oraloa and hashtag Oraloa _ on island _ of _ arts. I'm going to show you the back is felty. We do have poked holes and scalloped edges. It is a nice thick premium diamond painting canvas, poured glue. This is a little on the thicker side. You don't hear that crinkle like that. You don't hear that, right? There's a difference. Let's go ahead and look at the drill field. Here's the drill field. So we do have white backgrounds on a lot of these rounds. So placement is going to have to be a little extra, because I don't like white showing behind my drill. See that G there? I like it better when it's like that, when it's a little less obvious. I see some of it like with the red they did with, okay, with, no, I'm lying, not the red. Okay, like, I don't know. Sometimes they don't seem as obvious, and then others they do. But yeah, it seems like they're white backgrounds with the symbols in it. Looks like they're all black symbols because the background is white. Okay. So you're just going to have to be a little extra with your placement, because you don't want that like a half a moon showing above your drill. You know what I mean? Or under or next to, whatever. But yeah, here's his big bushy beard. Very cute. Gonna pop you off. We'll do a real quick pan over. And honestly, I'm not gonna go drill by drill, because we're just gonna go ahead and kit this up. So I was hoping we could use my Craft Mates lockables, but we are over the colors again. There's only 56 pods. We have 57 colors. So I'm going to go ahead and use another Elizabeth Ward. I'm going to go ahead and grab one of those, and I'll meet you guys back here. Boom. You guys know what it is. It is the next day, because that's how I roll. I can't finish a video in a day anymore. So I had to go to work last night. I have to go back to work tonight. You know what that means. It's Sunday morning. Bob's out there watching football. All right, here's my Elizabeth Ward. Now, this is the one that I did not ruin, I think. Yeah. Oh my goodness, Moogs wants entrance, and she just wanted outrance. She don't know what she wants. You coming in now? Hey, little Moog bear. Okay. All right. Be a good girl. You gonna lay down? Good girl. Oh, hello. You want pets? Okay. Oh, I know, baby.
You're a dog puppy.
Oh, she wants pets.
I
All right. Everybody's out. All right, let's see here. What we got? So this is our sticker sheet. We have 57 colors. How many do we have in here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50. Huh. I don't even have enough in here. And that's okay, because I got a bunch over here. Now, these are glued, but you know what they do? They work. That's what they do. Gonna put you to work. You gotta earn your living. You gotta earn your keep. Moogie here. Okay. All right. So first thing I want to do is I want to test these stickers. Do I need to put something under them, like washi tape? Doesn't appear so. I mean, should I though? I'm kind of nervous now, you know? We've been through a lot, guys, with the Elizabeth Wards. Maybe we'll go ahead and use the Oraloa washi. Just, you know, just to be on the safe side. All right, so here's our color palette. So there are a lot of browns in this. I don't mind. I told you guys I'm not very color driven when it comes to, I mean, I love a very colorful canvas, but like, I don't get color bored when I diamond paint. Like I'm not one of the people that, you know, if I use too much of the same color, I get like tired of it, which I understand why that happens to people. Trust me, I get it. But luckily it doesn't bother me because I look at every shade as a different color. So, you know, I did the Dom Tuesday Lion from Oraloa, and it was all like peaches and pinks and mauves and yellows, and I never got tired of that scheme or that color scheme, you know. So I'm going to open this. And we'll look at the colors and kit up at the same time. So we have 157 here, which is this pretty, like, dusky baby blue. Oh, my baby. She's got a squeaky ball. She wants to play. This doggy wants to play. What's up? I'm trying to do a video. Go get daddy. Go get daddy. Go give daddy the ball. Okay, so 157. We are gonna do a little washi. All right. Let's see here. Yeah. Like that. All right, number 1. 157. That dog has a lot of energy. Oh, before, ooh, I thank God I thought of this. My printer is working again. It was the black cartridge. Ta-da! Now I know why. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I was having printer issues on my month in review, and I was trying to print up you know, my finished pictures, like whatever I needed. And I was unable to. And I had just changed the cartridge, and I'm part of HP Inc. And I sent, and ever since I changed the cartridge, it was coming out like oversaturated. And I was trying to align the printer. It wasn't aligning. It kept making me print up like the alignment page and all this stuff. Well, I had to like give the HP guy access to see through my camera on my phone. It was very like, I don't know. Where is my... Man, this is annoying. I had one over here. I don't know where I put it. So it doesn't look like there's any, thank God, any static. There's the moogs again. You gonna lay down? You wanna come in here? You have to lay down, Mommy. Found it on the floor. Lay down. All right, so that's one. Let's see here. Now, number 2 is 158. I think we can fit it in one of these. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off a piece of the washi. This is just a precaution, guys. If you're new to my channel, then you might not know why I'm so scared. I ruined a lot of my Elizabeth Ward containers by having to use, I think Goof Off. But what I was doing is I would get like a shallow dish and I would pour just a small layer in there and I would lay them like this. Well, it actually ate through the plastic of the hinge. So these lids weren't staying on. They were just coming right off back here. So I thought I had to throw them all away, a whole tray. And then I tried crazy gluing it, it didn't work. And then someone told me about the E6000 glue. And they were like, it's a shame you threw those away. You could have, you know, used this glue to glue them. Well, I had thrown them in my craft room trash can, which is just basically paper. So I dug them all out. I was like, well, let me try this. And I did. So this one is glued. You can see the glue. So this one is not. You see how this one is not, and this one is. So you see the glue. So they work now. They're totally fine. You can't take these off because they're glued on, but still. But to prevent that from happening ever again, you can use washi to make so the labels come off very easily. And I just didn't like doing this step. But honestly, I don't like having to rub labels off even more. So we're going to take the time to do this step. So this is number 3, 159, another blue. It's like another pale dusky blue. She doesn't know what she wants to do. She wants to play is what she wants to do, but Bob will probably take her out during halftime of the games or in between the first and the second, I don't know. After I'm done this, or even maybe before I'm done this, depending on how long this takes me, the way it's going to take me hours because I have to keep stopping. I'm going to go lay down again. So, all right. Yeah, this is mostly like the kind of trash in my trash can, so it was no big deal. All right, number 4, 161. I hope everybody's having a great day. So, yeah, I wanted to get another Christmas canvas done. I have a couple others. I think I have, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get to them. I am going to be starting my Christmas project as well with you guys. So that's going to be next week. I start that. 161. I got to do it this way so I know. I'm still not sure how I'm going to do the daily. I have an idea. It might be daily shorts and not daily videos. For my Christmas thing. Because when you see the project, you might understand why. I'm still going through it in my mind. 300 is this brown. All right, guys. So I'm actually doing a voiceover here because, you know, I started this kitten chat and I told a story. And as I'm editing it, I'm like, I probably really should make like a trigger warning or disclaimer on the story that I was telling. Because yeah, it could be triggering, probably. No, more than likely, yes. And then I started thinking about it. I'm like, I probably shouldn't be telling a story that could be triggering or need a trigger warning when I'm presenting a product for a company. So I decided to remove this story during this kitten chat, and I'm going to go ahead and I still would like to tell you guys about it, but it will be during a whip and chat. So I think that would just be more appropriate. So I'm going to fill this time up with another story. I don't know why I'm not out of them. I should be. But actually, this happened last night. So I recorded this a few days ago, and I've just been going through editing it. I talk so much. I'm like, when I am recording whipping chats and kitten chats and stuff, well, kitten chats are different because, you know, you're going until you're finished. But like a whipping chat, sometimes I have like 2 hours, and I'm just like, I have no idea I'm talking that long. I should really like keep a timer and control my mouth. And just make more whip-in chats for you guys. But anyway, so I was just going to tell you guys about my night. It's going to be my birthday soon. And it's not a special birthday. I'm turning 49 this year. So next year is going to be a big one, but I don't really like celebrating all that much. I'm just not that type of person. My girlfriend's like, you don't really like celebrating yourself, do you? And I'm like, nope. I like to throw parties for people, but I don't really like to be the center of attention. I've always been that way. I remember when I was little, they had me open my gifts last on Christmas because I was the baby, but I wanted to open them last because it was so much anxiety for me that I literally, like, I wanted to put it off as long as I could. And honestly, I could have, like, I really wish I could have just opened them in private. And I'd get so weird that like every year I remember I would do this. I would rip the bow off of my first present and put it on my head, and they'd be like, oh, there she goes again. But it was just because I was so awkward and just like, and then I guess it kind of I became known for that, but I was just stalling because I was embarrassed. I don't know why. I don't know if anyone can relate to that, but I don't like being the center of attention, so I never really want a big party for myself. You know, if I were to do anything special for my 50th, it would be like I would want to go away. I would rather spend the money on like going away than having a party. I don't know. Maybe that's selfish. I have no idea. But anyway. But I do like small gatherings. So last night was super special. I loved it. My daughter cooked dinner for me because she asked me, do you want to go out? I said, no. That's not me. I don't like to go out. So she said, all right, I'll cook you dinner. And I asked for fried shrimp. It's one of my favorites. I had it actually last year we had like this huge seafood seafood feast that she had cooked. And I didn't want to put her through all of that. My favorite is fried shrimp. So I was like, I want fried shrimp, Red Lobster biscuits, and Caesar salad, and mashed potatoes. And then she added asparagus. So always loved me some asparagus. But when I was younger, like one of my first real jobs was at Red Lobster. Actually, no. My first real job was this clothing store called Canadians. And I got that like right out of high school. And yeah, that was my first real job. It was in the mall. You guys probably know it. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember Canadians. It was like a hippie, like not hippie, but a hip clothing store for young girls. Kind of like, I guess, equivalent to like an H&M or like a Wet Seal was the one that came out soon after it. But I loved that job. That job taught me a lot about how to dress. And, you know, when I first started working there, like I could not dress at all. I was like the worst dresser. In fact, my manager pulled me aside and she was like, I had hardly any clothes and they all were like old and, you know, they weren't very girly. And I was in a retail, like young girls, teeny bopper, young women fashion store, you know, and I'm coming in with these old jeans and I looked like an old lady. She came up to me and she's like, you really need to start dressing more appropriate. You're a great worker, but you really, you know, you should start shopping here. And I had no money. Like I was paying my own car insurance. I had no money. And I remember I went to my dad and I was crying and he gave me his credit card. He felt so bad for me. And I went in there and I bought a bunch of their clothes. And yeah, then after that, every week I got a check. I spent just a little bit of money on like something that was on sale. I would put it aside. And, you know, I had an employee discount. And so I kind of grew a wardrobe that way. And I grew my fashion sense that way. That's how I learned how to dress. Like what went with what didn't go with what, yada, yada, yada. But anyway, no one taught me how to dress. That store taught me how to dress. So I digress. My second real job was at Red Lobster. So I ate quite a bit of Red Lobster when I was young. And my favorite, well, one thing that we were allowed to eat for free is we were allowed to have as many biscuits as we wanted for free. So I used to get a basket of biscuits and some, at least I think we were. If you're from Red Lobster, that's what I was under the impression of. I used to eat as many biscuits as I wanted. I hope I wasn't stealing. No, I'm pretty sure that was the rule. Anyway, so I would get a basket of biscuits, and I would get a ramekin of blue cheese dressing, and I would dip, because I just love Red Lobster biscuits in blue cheese dressing. If you haven't tried it, try it. You heard it here. I love it. It's great. Anyway, so I wanted that, and I loved the fried shrimp. Like, I would get like the fried shrimp dinner, and then, you know, you could do the fried shrimp add-on, so I would get more of them. And then I remember one year they had the most amazing app. I could not stop eating it, and I was so sad when they took it off the menu. It was lobster poppers. So instead of like jalapeno poppers, it was lobster and cheese in a popper and fried shrimp in buffalo sauce. And it was like tossed in this buffalo sauce. Oh my God. It was to die for. I ordered that. I ate so much of that. It was ridiculous. And so, you know, I just asked her for the fried shrimp and the Red Lobster biscuits, and then blue cheese on the side. And then, you know, I used to get, you know, what made me realize I liked the blue cheese and the biscuits were I would get a blue cheese salad, and then, you know, I would eat that together, and I just like that combo. Anyway, so last night my daughter made that, and her boyfriend came over, and my son, and we just had such a great time. It was a really great time. She made me, one of my favorite desserts is brownies. So she made me brownies, and we had brownie sundaes, which, by the way, you need to put pineapple on it because, yes, that's awesome. So vanilla ice cream and pineapple with a brownie. So good. So that's what we did for my birthday. And then Bob got me, I guess it's called an Echo show. So he was like, well, it's from all of us, he said, all of them. But so I have never even heard of this thing. I had my phone on a laptop stand, and I was watching Netflix on it. And he's like, I came in your room and you had your phone and you were watching Netflix on it. I have a huge 55-inch TV in here, and I used to watch it all the time when I first came in here. But the internet service is like pretty bad out here for the TV for some reason, and it would constantly freeze, and then I'd have to click out, click back in. And I just got so tired of that I haven't turned this TV on in, I don't even know, maybe a year. It's been a very long time. So I completely stopped watching the TV. I want to get rid of it. I actually want to get rid of it so that I can move my table. I want to rearrange my room so that it makes a little more sense, and that, you know, I'm not blocking the door with a table and stuff to go outside. So anyway, that's my plan. I plan on rearranging this room at some point. But so I've been watching stuff on my phone. I would just put it on my phone and put the phone in this like laptop holder so it would hold it up on a slant. And he's like, I saw that, and I was like, why is she watching on that little screen? So he went on Amazon and he started looking up things, and he found this Amazon Echo, I think it's called Echo Show. So it's like a 10-inch screen, and it has a built-in speaker, and it's built to stand up. And yeah, you can watch Netflix on it. You can play Spotify. The one day I was listening to music, which isn't something that I normally do, but I forget why I was doing that. But it's funny because I talk about the artists that I was listening to later in this Whip and Chat. So I was listening to music, and, you know, I could play. So I linked my Spotify to the Echo, and so I can play music on it. And so then, you know, I opened it up last night, and my son cleaned the kitchen. And while I was cleaning the kitchen, I was setting up my Echo, and I found out I can have I can't say her name, but Alexa, I can have her start a timer and can be going on in the background while I'm watching Netflix, and then I can tell her to show me the timer so I can see how long I've been going, or tell her to stop the timer. So I think that would be helpful because there's so many times that I forget to start my timer. Actually, that's what I can do too, is I can tell her to start a timer for an hour. It's actually stopwatch that I meant, stopwatch. I always forget to start my, like my desk. I guess they're called desk timers, but yeah, it's like to keep track of how long I've been diamond painting. Frequently I forget to start it, and then I have to sit there and try to figure out how many minutes I was going for before I realized and whatever. But yeah, when I start a whip and chat, I can tell her to set a timer for an hour, so I stop talking so long. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I'm so happy with this gift. I was thinking about getting an iPad. That's what I was looking into getting, because you know, then I can edit my videos and stuff on it. I still want to get one, but they're so expensive. It's not something that I can afford right now. So, you know, that's why I was just using my phone. But yeah, I'm really, really happy with this gift. And if you can hear, I'm actually diamond painting as I'm doing this voiceover. So yeah, that's what we did yesterday for my birthday. And then my actual birthday's on the 20th, so that's tomorrow. We're not doing anything tomorrow. I don't want to do anything tomorrow. They don't need to do anything tomorrow. And then on Thursday, I'm going to get a massage, and then I'm going to my girlfriend's house and with Moogie, and we're going to go on a hike or something like that. And then she said she wants to treat me to dinner, and we're going to have the dogs with us, so we're just going to do like takeout. I told her, like, she gets HelloFresh. I said, if you have a HelloFresh, we could even just, you know, because the one night I spent the night, I'm going to be spending the night again. The one night that I spent the night over there, she had a HelloFresh, and we cooked it, and that was a lot of fun, and it was good too. So yeah, I wouldn't even mind cooking a meal, just cooking, rather than, you know, picking up dinner. I'm totally fine with that. But yeah, so that's the plans for my birthday. I did think about, like, should I try to figure out if I can go live? I don't know, guys. It's just not, you know, I just went into this whole explanation about how don't like to be the center of attention. So, you know, maybe one day I'll go live, but I don't know. Today I plan on doing my nails. They're 2 weeks old, and they did chip a little bit, but my nails have not broke. That's important to acknowledge. They have not split, cracked, have broken, anything. They're like they're the healthiest they've been. I can't get over how healthy they are. So yeah, I will be recording that later today after I get back from the gym. Yeah, so I think I am pretty much at the part where I start talking about another topic, which is going to be the artist that I was actually sitting in here listening to while I was diamond painting the one night. So I'm going to go ahead and switch you guys back over to the original Whip and Chat. I hope you guys enjoy it. Sorry I talk so much, but I hope you enjoy the video. You guys ever hear about Nightbirde? Do you guys know who Nightbirde is? She was on America's Got Talent, and she got the gold buzzer. I'm going to link a video of it below. And, yeah, I actually listen to her constantly on Spotify right now. She's like my go-to songs right now. And she wrote her own, like she wrote these songs. She was a songwriter. And yeah, I've known about her for a while. I've known about her. She has since passed away. But I've known about her since before she passed away, you know. But I don't know why. I've been listening to Nightbird a lot. And she's just got a lot of really great quotes and just her outlook on life. She passed away of cancer. And I love her. Obviously, the song that made her famous is called It's Okay. And but I also love this song by her called Brave. And I've been listening to that on repeat. She just seemed like a very lovely person. And I've just been like trying to understand. I think she was 31 when she died. And I go through this a lot. Like you know, I've had people that I'm very close to pass. My grandfather, my father, my grandmother. But I go through this like where I have a very hard time, and I'm sure everybody does, because who understands death? Like, I'm just like, and it's funny because I work in an ICU, so I'm surrounded by it a lot more than most people. I mean, when you talk to someone, it's not common for them to have said, you know, I've seen any dead person, right? Anybody who's passed on. Whereas like an ICU nurse has seen lots of people who have passed on. That's not normal, right? So, but you would think that because that's my situation, I would have more of a understanding or an acceptance, I guess. I have a hard time accepting death, even though it's part of my job, like, which is insane. Because I'm just like, how is this person so alive and so full of this emotion and that emotion, and then they're not. I don't understand it. It just drives me so, makes me so sad. You know, I was watching the Whitney Houston Netflix, and I was like, I felt so bad for her. You know, you always think that these people have everything, and then you find out, you know, all the normal struggles that they have. And then some, you know. I always say, like, it would be so just, I would just like to know what it felt like to wake up and not have to worry about money for a month. You know what I mean? Like, just be, I don't know, Kim Kardashian. I mean, I know they worry about money, but they worry about money for different reasons. They worry about how to make more of it, you know. But, like, just to be a normal rich person who wakes up and, you know, lives in a gorgeous home, and they don't have to worry about how they're paying for it, decorating it, how any of the bills are getting paid. Like, I wonder how that feels just for a month. I would love to know. Of course, it'd probably be so depressing to go back to worrying about your bills again. It's probably better to never know than to know and then not have it. I don't know. It's like, I talked about this story. That kid, the kids from South Africa that were switched at birth. And the rich mom, there was a really rich mom and a really poor mom. And their sons were switched at birth. And the kid who was born of the poor mom but went home with the rich mom grew up knowing privilege, right? Knowing what, like, financial freedom and privilege, and he was spoiled and cocky and went to private school. And the other kid grew up very poor. I've talked about this because it was a very profound, like, I couldn't stop thinking about it for days, because I just felt for the poor mom, and I felt for the kid, and I don't really know what the right answer is, because ultimately in the end, like, nobody cared about the poor mom. Like, not the kid who was born from her. He wanted really nothing to do with her. He didn't care that she was his real mom. He was happy with his dirt bikes, and you know, he felt like, you know, everything worked out the way it was supposed to work out. Like, this was God's plan. And the poor kid became very attached to his real mom, you know, and kind of pulled away from, even though he was close to the poor mom until he found out, he kind of pulled away from her. And, like, I mean, he just resented the whole situation, and he was upset because when they found out, they decided to not change the situation. So they decided to not switch back, you know. And the rich mom was saying, well, I think it's harder to come from something and go to nothing than it is to go from nothing. Like, she felt like it would be so much harder for the son that she had been raising as her own to now go to less than it would, you know, and it would mess him up more. Like, he wouldn't, she basically said, like, I don't think he could handle it. Like, I think it would ruin him. And she has loved this baby, you know, now a teenager, since, you know, she had him as her own son. So the thought of putting him through that pain was too much, even though it meant giving up her biological son, right? So they decided to keep it the way it was. Well, then the biological son felt very slighted, you know, like, oh, you don't care about me, and you don't want me, and you don't, you know, you don't want better for me, and, you know, and I can understand why he would feel that way. But it's funny because, you know, then it's almost like he felt like, I don't want to say he didn't feel, I felt very sorry for this kid because he felt like he was robbed of his life, which he was, you know, and he had a lot of anger for that. But on the same note, you know, it's almost like he also resented the poor mom for just being, you know, a victim of it and existing. It's almost like, well, if you didn't have a baby in that hospital when I was born, then I would be home with my rich mom, and, you know, none of this would be my problem. But you did, and now look at me. I'm stuck with you and struggling. Like, I don't know. So then he would go and stay every once in a while with the rich mom, and then when he was 18, he left the poor mom and went and lived with the rich mom. And it just goes to show you, like, you know, how much power money has. Because this kid did, the biological kid of the poor mom, he had zero interest in her. I mean, she was like not even on his radar. She could have been the maid or not existed. It was very interesting and sad. I felt bad for everyone. I felt bad for the rich mom too, because, you know, she was a victim in this. She didn't ask for this. And I can't remember all, but I remember I felt less sorry for her than I did the poor mom. Because the poor mom, I think, really ended up with nobody. You know, like she literally was judged of her level of worth based off of, you know, her financial status, which was low. So, like, she didn't have any value to anyone. And it was, I thought that was really sad. I don't know. Why am I talking about all this sad stuff? On my Nightbirde kick, and watch the Whitney Houston thing. I watched another one. This is what kicked it all. This is the kickstart of it all. I don't know why it's all these South Africa stories, but I watched and this I keep thinking about too, the Oscar Pistorius docuseries. He was the guy who had his bilateral lower extremities, both of his feet, just both of his feet amputated when he was 11 months old. So he was born with this rare disease where he did not have a fibula or a tibula. I think the fibula. And so all the doctors recommended that they amputate the legs, the feet, at 11 months old, because they weren't functional, because they were missing a bone, so they were kind of floppy. And they were like, it's better to do it, when he's young, because then he won't know what it means to have feet, And so they did, and he ended up, I'm going to tell you guys this story, so if you haven't seen it or you don't want a spoiler, I'm just going to tell you I'll put on the screen here the time to fast forward to. So this guy ends up really making something of himself. He never looked at himself as like a disabled person, but he started he got into track and field, and then he started running. And you might know him as the Blade Runner. You guys probably know this story because this all happened, I think in the 2000s or the 2000 teens. I can't remember now. But they built blades that he was running on, and he was so fast on them. Like, he was destroying records, and he went to the Paralympics, and then he actually competed in the regular Olympics. Well, the controversy about him, I mean, they did talk about all of his successes and the sport aspect of it, and like what made him famous, how he got famous, and all of that. And like, he was like, you know, a trailblazer for, you know, amputee track runners. And, you know, he was really considered like super talented, and like just went beyond anyone's expectations, you know. And he ended up in the news for shooting his girlfriend and killing her. So then he had to go on trial, and then the whole thing was, you know, did he really kill her? So it's still a question. You know, he denies it. He says he thought she was a burglar, and if you listen to it, like the way he sets it up, like, okay, so he was someone who could not sleep with any light in the room. Like, they said, even like, you know, how your cable box emits like a little LED light off of the box. Like, he couldn't even have that in the room. And so he said one night, it was Valentine's Day, he and his girlfriend, they were only together for 3 months. Like, I had to look that up because through the course of this show, you know, I thought they had been together for a lot longer than that. But no, it was only 3 months. And I think they did a really good job. Like, I recommend watching it if you haven't seen it. Because I was totally back and forth. Like, oh, he totally did it. No, he didn't do it. Like, I was back and forth and back and forth. I just didn't know how to feel about it. Like, honestly, like, part of it was that, you know, the buildup of the story is like you grow to like him as a person. You think, you know, like he's a good person, and you want to believe that he didn't actually kill this woman, you know. So just trying to see. It's almost like all of them can be in these little containers. So that's part of it. And then, well, I'll get to that. So here's his story. His story is that they went to bed, and he was restless, and there was an LED light shining off of something, and he had gotten up to cover it because he couldn't sleep with it. And that she had said to him, you know, I can't sleep. And he said no. And then he was bringing in, I think my understanding is like they had like fans on the patio, and he was bringing those in. And so she was in the bed with him when she asked him, like, can't sleep? So he was bringing these fans in, and while he was doing that, she must have gotten up and went into the hallway and went into the bathroom, but he wasn't aware of that because he was bringing these fans in to cool off. and he heard, I guess there's a window in this bathroom down the hall that when it's opened, it makes a loud like noise, you know, and he heard that and he knew where it was coming from, and he thought she was still in bed because it was really dark in the room, and he heard that and he thought someone was breaking into his house. And they said they tested the window, and sure enough, every time that they lifted it, it made this screeching, like loud screeching noise. So he says to her, someone's in the house, call 911, thinking she's in the bed. And he grabs his gun, which is, I guess, right there on the nightstand or whatever. And he takes the gun, and he's also not in his prosthetics, so he's on his stumps, which they said he feels very vulnerable on because he is unsteady on them, because they, you know, he can walk on them, but like they'll bend and like he'll topple a little, so he has to be careful. So he's going down the hallway and he's yelling, "Get out of my house, get out of my house." Well, it's her in the bathroom. And so, you know, she's hearing him yell, "Get out of my house." She doesn't know it's her that he thinks that he's yelling at. She thinks, oh, there's people in the house. So she goes and the toilet is a separate room. So she goes and hides in the toilet and closes the door. And he thinks she's the robber. And she thinks there's somebody else out there, and so she won't holler out. She doesn't want them to know where she is, and she's hiding from him, right? Or from them. And he's yelling, you know, "Get out of my house, get out of my house." And for some reason, this is the part that's really kind of, why would you do that? He shoots through the door. He says that he was in fear of his life. I don't know what he heard in there. It sounds like she was hiding behind the toilet. And so he shot through, and he ended up shooting her 3 times. I think twice in the head. And then supposedly, you know, he went back in the bedroom and he was telling her, "Did you call 911? Did you call 911? And then he's like reaching in the bed and he couldn't find her. And then he realized she wasn't there. And then he was like, oh shit, you know, who's in the bathroom? Where is she? And so then he breaks down the door and finds that he had shot her. And he was horrified, right? So that's the story and the setup. I mean, I don't know much about, you know, their country, but like in the docu-series, it's like 4 episodes. Someone had said, you know, when we heard that he accidentally shot her because he thought she was a robber, she said, because I guess they're saying there's a lot of crime in South Africa, and this one person had said that happens all the time. So when they heard it, they were just like, oh, okay, that happened again. So I found that interesting, you know. So another part of the show was that they were saying that they had the cops called to their home on multiple occasions for, or they had the cops called to their house in the past for domestic issues. Well, apparently that was, you know, and they had you believing that for almost the whole docuseries until the end. But they ended up clarifying that, you know, the police had never been called for this couple, okay? Like apparently he had a party at his house, and this boyfriend and girlfriend got in an argument, and Oscar Pistorius ended up kicking the girlfriend out, and she got angry. And I guess like when he said, you know, you need to leave, when she walked out of the house, he closed the door, and the door hit her or something. And supposedly the story is he didn't even know it hit her. He had no idea. And like hours later, the police show up, knocking on his door, and they handcuffed him for assault. And he was just like, what are you talking about? And they're like, yeah, she said you hit her with the door. And so the police officer who had been sent to his home for that incident also came to the home for the shooting, and I guess told the police officer who was making the press statement that he had been there before for domestic issues. So she released that to the public, and then they that ended up following him through the whole trial, even though, you know, it was not what happened, you know, not in that way. So, you know, that kind of obviously put a lot of doubt in people's minds, you know, that he was abusive and or whatever. I don't know. Another thing is like, obviously he got in trouble for that. He also had discharged a gun in a restaurant one time, and thank God no one got injured. So it's, I felt like, why does this stuff keep happening to you? Like, why do you keep having these run-ins with the law? Like, I feel like that's not normal. Like, most people don't have multiple run-ins with the law. And, you know, one of her friends had said, you know, you have to ask. He said the same exact thing that I'm thinking, you know, and then he was like, so then you have to wonder, you know, is it just that you have really bad luck? Like, why is this happening to you all the time? So that's a good question, you know. I just feel like, you know, the whole story was upsetting, obviously, because this woman had lost her life. And if it was my daughter, I would really want to know what happened. And of course, her family feels like, you know, he did purposely shoot her. It seems like one of their mutual close friends also feels that way. I don't know. So then that made me like, well, why would he say that? But then it's like, he seemed like, and, you know, I was talking to my son, and my son's like, Mom, you know, good people do bad things all the time. And I'm just like, I just don't understand. You know, it's almost like God was like planning for him to have a hard life, and he took that and he was like, no, I'm not going to have a hard life. And he made something of himself, and he was like, oh, okay, so that's not going to give you a hard life. Well, this will then. Like, why did that, how do you overcome something that could have mentally crippled somebody, and you make something so great out of it, you know, and you make a name for yourself. And he was like a South African hero. And then this happens, like, you know, and he ended up going to jail. I don't know. And I also felt like when he was completely devastated, and no one can dispute that, because he was full on, like, his emotions were very uncontrolled, and it was not for show. Like, I do not feel like that he was acting. If he was acting, then that's the field he should have gone into, because he was good. He was real good. I feel like he was 100% distraught that she was gone. You know, my son thinks that he was distraught because he killed her. You know, he like snapped, and he couldn't accept the fact that he had done that to her, which very well could be true. But I'm just like, you know, most people who have that in them, they tend to also feel like they don't deserve to be punished. And, you know, the whole time he was, like, when he was first being brought to court, he was just crying and distraught. Like, he had no attitude about him. It wasn't like, I didn't get the feeling of like, I don't deserve to be here, which is, I feel like, the attitude you get from a lot of killers, right? It's like, they don't feel like they deserve what's happening to them, you know? Where with him, it just seemed like he didn't care what they did with him. He was such a, like, an emotional wreck. I don't know. And so Bob watched it, and I was like, I want you to watch this and tell me what you think. Bob thinks he's guilty. Bob thinks he's guilty because he's like, you don't start firing a gun when you don't know where your partner is. Like, I wouldn't just be randomly firing a gun in my house if I didn't know 100% where you were. And he's like, it just doesn't make sense. Now, I went shooting. This is another one of my stories. I went shooting not too long ago, a couple weeks ago, for the first time ever. My girlfriend just got her shooting license, and she purchased a weapon, and she went shooting, and she has a friend who's a retired police officer, and he actually teaches or has taught police officers like how to shoot and stuff. So he took her out, and you know, she shot for the first time. So I said to her, hey, I want to try, you know, can you see if your friend will take me too? And I'll pay or whatever, you know. And so he did take us out. I have to tell you, I did really well. I didn't know I was doing well, but he was like, you know, said I did a phenomenal job. I never missed the target, but I will tell you that, okay, so we go into it was an indoor shooting range. We go inside, and he's like going over safety things and talking to me. And I didn't realize someone came in, because I had, you know, you have those ear protection head like sets on. So, you know, he's talking to me and telling me, you know, do this, don't do this, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm listening to him. And then all of a sudden, someone who had snuck in, I didn't know was there, shoots the gun. And it was so loud, even with those ear protections, I jumped. I was shaking. I couldn't believe how loud it was. Like, I never in a million years, like, because if you've never shot a gun or been around a gunshot like me, let me tell you, the movies, they make it sound like, you know, people are boop, 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 boop. Everyone's just like firing, and it's like not like one gun. It's a big deal. Okay. I jumped because I didn't even know someone was in there, and I was shaking. I was like shaking. I was like, oh my God. And he was like, it's okay, relax, relax. And I was just like, oh my God, like, I'm going to make that noise. Then I was like scared. Then I got really scared. I wasn't scared until then. Then I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to like use an object to make that kind of noise in my hands. I was like really scared. And then after I shot the first bullet, I like put the gun down and I was like, I need a break. I was like shaking. And, you know, then I never like was like, poo, 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 poo. Every shot I like really lined up. And I did well. But I was gripping that gun so hard. I mean, it was such a... It's no joke, you know, shooting a gun. No joke. Yeah, it was something else. Okay, so to shoot it off 4 times, I think he did, in his home. Like, you're trying to kill somebody. And he's shot guns before, so he knows. Like, I could say maybe if you never shot a gun before, you didn't know the damage and you don't really understand, like, you know from movies, but like the movies, everything is fake. Like the way everyone's running around with no, I mean, it was loud with the head protection on, with the ear protection on. I couldn't imagine what those guns would have sounded like not wearing that. So I'm sorry, discharging a weapon 1 time is a huge deal. 4 times, it's just like, that's a lot. Now, if I hadn't done that, I might, you know, have a different perspective on it, a different feeling. But yeah, it was, you know, and then Bob was like, now that you shot the gun, you know what that means, you know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah, like, you better know what you're shooting. And he didn't know what he was shooting. He was shooting through a door. Or maybe he did know what he was shooting. And he knew he was shooting at her. I don't know. But let me tell you. Then my hands hurt. I mean, my hands hurt. I woke up. My hands were swollen. I tried to do my nail video. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I have sausage fingers. That was from shooting the gun. I'm not releasing that nail video. I actually already deleted it because I just didn't like, it was too hard to edit. Like, I recorded too much. But anyway, yeah, my hands were swollen for days. Like, I couldn't even make a fist. They were so swollen, I couldn't make a full fist. And I would have to like force it. And then I was like, pushing the fluid out of my hands. It was crazy. And they were sore. I had to take a leave for it. I asked my brother, I was like, have you ever like not shot your guns for a while and like felt pain in your hands? He's like, no, never. And then the next day I woke up with a rash. So I'm like, oh my God, am I allergic to gunpowder? I'm like, I'm a mess. I am a straight up mess. Okay, so I need a medium, a small, 1, 2. Let me get a couple mediums, a couple of these. So I don't need any of this or these. I have the tray. So these are all the ones that oh, I'm sorry, I just put my foot on her ear. I'm sorry, baby. This one's glued. So yeah, I don't know. If you guys watched it, what do you think? Do you think he's guilty? So when we were leaving the shooting range, I said to the ex-cop, well, the retired cop, he's not ex-cop, retired cop, I said, listen, I want you to watch the show. I'm like, because you've been around a lot of bad people. I was like, and I want, based off of like seeing his reactions in court and like his testimony and stuff. I want to know, you know, do you feel like he comes off as guilty? And so he said he would watch it. So I'm still waiting for the answer to that. Because I really am curious from a cop's point of view. You know, my husband says he thinks he's guilty. He was found guilty and sentenced initially to 5 years, and then they didn't, some other judge didn't like that ruling, so then they made her re-sentence him to, and then she just did it to 6 years, and they were like, no, that's not enough either. I don't know, because I'm not quite sure what that process was, and so then she did it for, I think, 15 or 16 years, but he ended up getting out after, he's already out, like he got out this year after 9 years, I think he served. I don't know. You know, the thing is he seemed like a likable person, you know, like a nice person. I tried to watch the Lance Armstrong thing, and honestly, he's so cocky. I'm like, I don't like this dude as a person. Like, I don't even care what your story is. Like, whatever. Like, I couldn't watch him. Like, this guy is not nice. So I actually turned him off. But that, I've been watching a lot of that on Netflix, these stories. But I don't know. If you guys haven't seen it, even though I told you what happened, like watching it and seeing the emotion and stuff, I'm curious to know if you are interested. My girlfriend, she had a hard time getting through it. She felt like it was really drawn out. And I asked my husband, he was like, they could have done that in one episode. It was 4 episodes. And, you know, he's like, but it was a sports story, so they tell the whole sports side of it. But I actually appreciated that because, like, you know, you get to know, you know, him more, you know, which is, I felt like was important. Like, you want to know. So the washi made this take longer, but no static, guys. It's kind of dark in here. I just realized when I'm done this, I'm going to bed because I have to go back to work tonight. And I didn't have the best night last night. I really did not like last night at all. It's like when you have difficult patients, it takes more out of you mentally. Okay. One more. Got plenty of room for this. No. See, I'm being, when you rush things, it doesn't go well. There we go. My daughter wants to come in here to pet Moogs, but I'm almost done. All right. Then we just have to organize these. I think I have to turn a light on. Jeez, it got dark. What time is it? Because it's starting to get dark out at like 5:30, but there's no way it's 5:30. Okay. All right. So let me just move this off. Okay. All right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 1 to 9. Wait, where's 9? Didn't we have a 9? No, 1 through 8. Okay. 8, and then we have A, and then I know there's a lowercase a somewhere. Isn't there? Yes, here. And there's no V. Here's C, A, B, C. And then is there a D? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Is there a capital I? No. Oh, here's a lowercase e. E and E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. Is there an S? There's usually an S, but I don't think there is an S this time. S, T, T, U. Oh, wait, there's 2 small e's. Oh. There's 2 different small e's. P, T, U, V. Oh, wait, there's a small h. Okay, O, P, H, H, T, U, V. There's no W. There's an X. There's a Y. Is there another kind of Y? Oh, there's a small N. Oh, geez. M, N. Y. Is there a Z? There's no Z. Yes.
I have to go shopping for dinner tonight.
Arrow. Arrow. Uh-oh. Oh, anchor. This isn't a T. This is an anchor. But we can put it here. Like it's a T. Let's see here. And this, and then we have dots.
I know.
Bye, honey.
Love you.
Love you. Dots, dots. Some of these are not sticking on here now. That's annoying. Okay, so we have 1 through 8. Then we have AAAC, DEEF, G, H, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, R, T, well, anchor, U, V, X, Y. Equal plus hashtag question mark underscore and star. Then we have mountain, check mark, some kind of dash, and percent sign. Actually, you can put this up here. Then we have dot, dot, triangle, triangle, triangles, square, circle, circle. Done. All right, we are all kitted up for our next Christmas canvas. And I think I talked your ear off, and that's all I have for you guys. If you want to watch me complete this canvas and see what I'm doing for my Christmas project, and there's Moogie at the door again, then go ahead and subscribe. Hit like if you liked this video. If you want to see more from me, go ahead and hit subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys again. Till the next one. Take care. Keep diamond painting.